Welcome to the channel, everybody, and today is another Scum update and news video for you all. It's been a bit quiet on the Scum front this week, but still got a dev update for you all, so we'll go through this quickly and see what's happening. So for the programmers, we have working on examine save state after server restart, and I think this coincides with a couple of the other points of bug fixing and code reviews as well. So obviously when a server restarts, sometimes when you come back in there, some bugs can happen. Some items can just vanish. There's been reports of ammo just vanishing from either your magazine or your inventory. We've also had stuff like boxes just go missing from cars, or sometimes missing from bases. Sometimes base doors are open after restart, this sort of thing. All this sort of coincides into this. I think they're going to look over this, and they're working on re-examining sort of all these items and features to make sure that when a server restarts, it's taking the complete save file from before and then reintegrating that with the new restart. So nothing disappears, no doors are open, everything's working correctly. You know, all these tiny little bugs that sort of creep up, they don't creep up anymore. We've also had the finished implementing of the cooking UI, which is great news because that means the cooking UI is near enough done. With 0.85, I think they're going to have a massive update for this. It's going to involve cooking, food, hunting. We're also going to be getting new mechs. I believe they're going to hold off new vehicles until 0.85. And I'll go through that in a second. So with these new sentries, they're resolving issues with the new sentries. Of course, they will be before they try and implement them into the game with players. They're also adding grenades and gas grenades to the new sentries. So if we have a little look at the video I showed you the other day, what we'll see is these new mechs. Now, with these new mechs, what you're going to find, I'm not sure where they're going to put these, because obviously we've got the Gatling gun and we've got the flamethrower on the front of them. Unless these little yellow things that you can see on their shoulders are going to be some sort of grenade dispense unit, or even on the front there's the two yellow points on either shoulder. So there's 4 points there they could use for the grenade and the tear gas launchers, or they may just rework it slightly to implement them on the models. So on top of all of this, we've got even more exciting times because they are still working on the electricity system, but they're implementing the generator functionality now. And they're also implementing the smoking feature. So this should also help with your fatigue, with your accumulated fatigue, if you have it on the server that you're playing on. But going back to the generating electricity systems, they are going to be a big update when it comes to Scum. There's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done to these things before they're going to be implemented. So we're going to be waiting some time, I think, for them. I believe probably a 0.9 feature more than a 0.85, but I'll keep an eye out on any more news that comes our way from this, and I'll keep you updated as and when I get the news. So moving on to level design, we have setting up loot spawners, working on abandoned city level design, and abandoned city optimizations. So we know that the new city is going to be coming in 0.85, so I feel like this is the final touches they're going to be making to it now until it releases. As we've seen, the amount of work that's sort of lowered with this city design, so throughout the weeks we've seen the amount of work they've been doing to now, it shows us that they're at a final stage with this level design of the new city, and I can't wait to explore this place and see what it has to offer. I've got no indication of when 0.85 will be. I don't think anyone has at the moment, but I'm going to put a guess out there that it will be sometime in May this year, so next month. So we're going to have to, not too much of a wait, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Moving on to the art team. They're still working on that new trailer. They're working on the new male models. So I have an indication this is going to be a 0.9 update for new male models, but if they have got a lot of work done in the meantime of all these updates coming out, they may push it to 0.85, but I feel like they have a lot going on for 0.85 already. So they're working on the carcasses for the hunting rework, another big update that will be coming with 0.85. Generated concept art, new cooking items, and as you can see here, the ATVs, because as we can see, they're working on the cruiser low poly model. This is the only image we've had of the cruiser so far, but I feel like it's taken a bit of time to release these other vehicles that you can see in the case of the ATV and the tractor. Now, these were shown to us in low, not shown to us, but we've heard of these in the dev updates as low poly. Now, if they've gone to low poly, that usually means that they're near enough complete, and we should see them soon. The fact that we haven't seen these ATVs yet, or the tractor, before the cruiser comes out, I have an indication that maybe they're waiting until a 0.85, and then they're going to release all three with a 0.85 update. So hopefully we'll get 3 new vehicles, which will be the ATVs, the cruiser, and the tractor, back in a modular form on 0.85. I can't guarantee that, but that's my best educated guess as to why they have not released the ATV or the tractor yet. So other than that, obviously the cruiser's a low poly model now, so that should be near enough complete, and they're adjusting male clothing to new models. So again, another indication that they're working on those new male models and the clothing for them. If it comes in 0.85, I think that would be a bonus for us all, but maybe it will be, as Tommy Slav said in a comment on Twitter, a 0.9 update feature. Okay, so moving on, we have quality assurance and control management. We've got hunting, banning cheaters, as always, banning appeals. We've got Steam general discussions and bug reports. So if you come across any bugs at all, send them over. You know, all these bug reports help them get an overall view of the game from everyone. And that really does help them when it comes to the final point of optimization in this game. So we're going to see a decent amount of optimization come before 1.0, because they're going to have to implement all these new features, make sure they're all working correctly before then optimizing the game fully. So we've got performance benchmarking and optimization testing, which is always happening. And we've got testing of upcoming features. Now, this is a big one because this week we've seen the devs hard testing the 0.85 features on servers. So this is another indication that 0.85 is close. And other than that, we've got various bug reports. So again, all your bug reports that are being sent in, if you're on a server and they have ticket options for bugs and bug reporting, make sure you open your tickets and give your bug report, because they'll send them over to the devs and they'll all get looked at. And again, it helps with the overall playability and optimization of Scum as a whole. Okay, so moving on to the design team. So they're adjusting the game design documents, adjusting item descriptions, and working on new game design documents. So this is just to get everybody on the same page, including devs, you know, investors, everyone. So your game design documents are basically your blueprint of your whole game as a whole, with everything included in it. So this just keeps everyone on the same sort of playing field. Everyone knows what's going on. So with all the new features and everything coming into this, obviously they're just setting a direct approach of what they want from this game as a whole on completion. And obviously this is going to be due to adjusting these things because of all the new features going in and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's just a quick little update. As I said, not much has been going on the news front for Scum the last week, except from obviously this dev update. So join me again on the weekend for some more PvP action on a brand new series on the RKG server. Until next time, see ya.